What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here to talk a little Sorare MLB for this upcoming slate. Game week 14. This will be a Monday through Thursday slate, so there will be 4 games on this slate to talk about. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. Sorare is, of course, a collection of digital trading cards and an NFT-based free-to-play baseball game. Hopefully by now you know what Sorare is. We've been talking about it a lot for months now. Really fun way to play fantasy baseball. You buy these cards. Once you've bought them, you can use them for the remainder of a player's career. You can also start playing Sorare for free. So if you are new to Sorare, have not yet signed up, when you sign up, they will give you the option of several common cards that you can choose from within a salary cap. So right away, you're getting into the game. You have a salary cap to work within. But you can choose from a variety of different cards. Of course, I made the mistake when I signed up of not spending enough time thinking about who I actually wanted from the cards that were offered by Sorare. So my common cards, not that great. One nice thing about Sorare, of course, is that I can swap out cards every day. You have 24 hours after you make a card swap, but just for the common cards, you can use one free swap every day. I think this is the only way that I'm ever going to come into some relevance in these common cards because, yeah, as you can see here, I did not make the best choices here. But you can, day by day, make a change, swap out one of these players, and you can even choose what position you want to get a player from. So, like if you don't have a relief pitcher you like, you can swap out one of your middle infielders for a relief pitcher. Really cool way to do it. But what I want to talk about on this slate is this upcoming slate. I want to talk about specifically which bats, pitchers to target on this slate. And one thing I like to look at, of course, is just what games are on the schedule. So starting with the games today, you can see here, sticks out to me right away. Mets are facing Patrick Corbin. Seems like a pretty nice spot for the Mets today. Probably one of the first teams that I would think about targeting here. But I also noticed that the Yankees have 4 games on their schedule. Obviously, a tough matchup today with Alek Manoah, but at least worth noting that they do have 4 games. That's a bump to, potentially wanting to play some Yankees bats on this slate. And then what was the other? There was one other team that I noticed right away had 4 games. Where is it? Is it the A's? Hang on, let me double check this. Well, I can go into, if I go to play upcoming, I can see at least of my cards which teams have 4 games. I can see the Dodgers. The Dodgers also have 4 games on this slate. So might think about playing some Dodgers, might think about playing some Yankees bats. But then of course the other thing that I noticed right away is we've got a Coors slate. We've got Reds at Rockies. I think that's you can get both of these teams bats relatively cheap. So in the limited contest, which is the one that I want to play, typically the contest that I focus the most on, you can get basically any bat you want from this series relatively inexpensive. So I think that's another place that I'm going to look. Let me just double check that we have, how many games do we have in Coors here? 2. So we've got at least 2. So I do think it is worth targeting Coors. Is that it? Nope. Here's 3. Ashcraft versus Gomber. Yeah, nice spot for the Reds here in particular. And then, okay, so just 3 games for both of those teams, the Rockies and the Reds, from what I'm seeing. But still, in Coors, how much value does that add just being in Coors? I do think that those are some of the bats that you can target. And then as far as pitchers go, that's another interesting question. Who are some good pitchers in good matchups? Obviously, if you can play Spencer Strider in the relief role, doesn't really matter who he's playing against. It's going to be a good bet. So I think Spencer Strider probably kind of a no-brainer. Let's see, he's projected to start, so you're playing him in that relief pitcher spot if you can. Outside of, Merrill Kelly against the A's, that looks like a pretty good spot. I might consider picking up a Merrill Kelly card while he's facing the A's today. Looks like one of the better places that you can target here. Let's see. All right. We have any great games tomorrow? I think that's probably the first one that stands out to me is that Merrill Kelly pitching. I'll probably have to pick up a Merrill Kelly because I don't think I have. I think the only projected starter I have right now outside of Spencer Strider is Noah Syndergaard, and I'm not particularly excited about starting Noah Syndergaard. So I think I'm probably going to pick up that Merrill Kelly unless I see something else that stands out. Shane Bieber against the White Sox looks okay. Zach Wheeler actually in San Francisco looks kind of good. I might consider that. So we've got some options here for pitchers. But again, if you're interested in playing some of those Coors players, I'd recommend just going to buy and sell, manager sales, whichever, level you want to play at. So I'm playing the limited, so I'm going to select that. And then you can go just straight down to choose which team you want to choose from. So obviously Reds, Rockies, the two Coors games, and then you can also sort by position. So if you don't want to get pitchers in there, I usually like to go through and just mark off all of the bats here, and then take a look at who might be good buys on these teams. So you can see your sort of a highest average score. Yeah, Charlie Blackmon under $10 seems like a great purchase here for a series in Coors. Yeah, Nick Senzel, Jonathan India, Jack Fraley. I mean, you can see here, these are all the top bats in the game, and none of them are very expensive. Senzel over $20. Outside of Senzel, really not seeing much that's cost much of anything. So pretty cheap to play this week. If you were going to get started in Sorare, I think this is a good week to get started because the upfront cost is just so little to get all of the bats in Coors, and then you can pick up some starting pitchers who are just projected to start, and I think you're going to project pretty nicely. So I think that's the way I'm attacking it, is just playing this Coors game, the Reds and the Rockies, bats from both sides. You stack it up a little bit. I do prefer to stack generally when I can, but I think that it's a relatively inexpensive way to play and a really easy way to get to some really nice bats here. So that would be my recommendation if you're just starting with Sorare this week. Of course, as I said, Mets also have 4 games, Yankees have 4 games, Dodgers have 4 games. Obviously, you can always target bats from either of those teams. The Mets facing Patrick Corbin, also a bump there. So that's going to be my approach, is this Coors game, but a lot of different ways you can approach Sorare this week. Hopefully, you can find some success in your Sorare lineups, whether you're playing limited or the common contest. Good luck.